Hello and welcome back to Highbrow Wrestling. I did already book the show. I had to do a TV commercial, but we sold out the biggest non-arena venue in Japan. 30,000 plus. Let's get to the event. Up first, Team Tenryu versus Team McPherson. Candido getting a win, much needed win, and being the one to get the win, no less. Puts him to 2-14. Very much a mixed bag match there. Joe Hendry gets his first win as part of a team. Well, and his first win in general. And Poopy McPherson gets a win. Does not count as trios action because he was not with his trio. Davey Boy Smith suffers a loss. That puts him to 1-3. Dude Love goes to 7-9. And Tenryu falls even further down to 1-11. Almost as bad of a record as Candido himself. Up next, Fledged versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Vlad gets a big win. Uproot German suplex, 91%. Bam Bam falls to 13-14. Vlad goes up to 12-18. Up next, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Damian Priest versus Elijah and Spud Marmoset. Only an 81 because it was a short match and off a body slam of all things. Stone Cold Steve Austin gets the win for his team. By no means a fantastic match, but at least it stayed above 80, which honestly is better than it could have in an 8-minute match that ended with a body slam. Austin goes to 13-11. Priest to 15-9. Elijah falls to 5-12. And Marmoset falls to 9-8. Up next, it's Sushi Onita versus Poop McCluskey. Legend versus legend. Another only 81. I'm not happy with that part, but with his finish, the flush with death, Poop McCluskey gets a big win. And Onita falls to 7-4. Poop McCluskey up 16-14. For the Highbrow 6-man tag team championships, the undefeated champions, The Industry versus Terry Bam Bam Gordy, Vader, and Rusev of Brutality. And still with that triangle lancer again. Brutality falls to 1-3 in trios action. Rusev falls to 5-18. Gordy 16-7. Vader 14-8. Meanwhile, the Industry remains on top of the Industry as the trios champions. 19-13 for Howard, 13 even for Matt Robinson now, and 14-15 from Bill Bullock, and 6-0 as trios champions. They won the titles and have not lost them in 5 defenses. Tiger Mask versus Stingray for the Stardom Junior title. 96% with that reincarnation. I know that's not his finishing move because his finishing move is the Jalapeno Comet. I don't know what that move is, but I know it's not that because it would say Jalapeno Comet. Tiger Mask falls to 3-7. Stingray up to 6-1. Hell of a run here. for the junior tag team titles. The actual Lucha Brothers, as opposed to the part of the faction with Stingray. Penta and Phoenix versus P. Myself and Toots Marino of Bodily Function. And new with the package pile driver, one of his signature maneuvers, not the Penta driver, however. The Lucha Brothers, 3-2 as a team. Penta and Phoenix, the new junior tag team champions, finally unseating P. Myself and Toots Marino, who had several successful defenses. P. Myself 10-17, Marino 19-13, 6-4 in 2-on-2 tag team action as a group. For the Highbrow Junior Championship, Julia challenges the Dynamite Kid. And still, with the diving headbutt as per usual, Julia falls to 6-9. Dynamite Kid up to 5-1. In the co-main event for the Highbrow World Tag Team Championships, the team of the Great Muta and Keiji Muto, collectively Great Muto, versus Kawada and Hiroshi Tanahashi of the Dream Team. And still, with that figure four once again, Hiroshi Tanahashi falls to the figure four of Keiji Muto. 8-5 for Hiroshi Tanahashi, and 0-2 for Kawada. 7-5 for the Dream Team in various combinations of tag team action. 6-1 in their tag team career for Great Muto. 12-2 for the Great Muta. 10-2 for Keiji Muto. Hell of a run they're on. And the main event, we gotta watch it. The Battle of the Fatties. The King of Fat Style, the nearly unbeatable Fatso Gully Gull, the World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe against his biggest challenge yet, of half-eaten cheeseburger gut, Randy Bo Bandy from the Trailer Park Boys. Here we go. Fatso going to work early on Bo Bandy. He's not actually his last name, but it's funny to say it. Assistant Trailer Park Supervisor Randy with the leg trip into a punch to the face from almost a power bomb ending position there. Interesting. Had it been a pin attempt, it would have been an unnecessary gay pin. No, there's nothing wrong with being gay. It's just a thing me and my buddy Justin like to say whenever somebody does that weird put your head in their crotch roll up for some reason. Like, it's not the end of a roll up either. They just do that part of it. I'm like, why? Just pin him. Being of unnecessary gay, there's the Visagra, which is actually supposed to be some kind of chin lock sleeper hold type thing, but it very much does not look like it. Side suplex by Bo Bandy. Nice judo throw there. Stomp to the ding-a-ling. A big jumping headbutt. Another stomp to the ding-dong. How many ways can I say ding-a-ling or ding-dong differently? Randy fighting back here. Putting up a fight. Nice counter trip there, catching his breath. Oh, that's senton again. That'll knock the wind out of him. Oh, the gorilla press out of the ring onto the post as he went over it. Good Lord. Standing suplex. Just going to town with the headlock and punches. Tried to use the chair, but Randy blocks it. It's another one. Oh, throat thrust to the right under the chin. Oh, the TKO on the floor. Randy getting back in the ring. Fatso follows. Big knee to the ribs by Randy. Trying to get back into this one. Counter by Gully Gull. Off the ropes. Big clothesline. Randy off the ropes. Misses a clothesline. Randy still trying to stay in this one, though. Uh-oh. TKO. 1, 2. Kick out. As always, the senior and only referee that will ever be in this company. Randy Billy Blue Bag. Oh, the big, what a combination, 2. Kick out by Randy. The rare out of the corner running move. Oh, hit his head on the turnbuckle. Uh-oh. Big headbutt off the top rope by Gully Gull. Tried for the Tiger Driver. Counter by Randy. Double reverse chin lock. I don't know why it's a double. I guess because you're using 2 hands. But that's what some people call it. TKO again. Is he too close to the ropes? Yes. At north-south end of the ring in Fire Pro games. Always a bit trickier to line up pinfalls. Harder to tell where the ropes are. Both for me doing commentary and when I play the game. Low blow. Trying to get some separation from Randy. Running senton of his own. Side suplex. Trying to fight back here. Going to the chin lock again, but too close to the ropes. Big headbutt. Now a sort of not quite an anaconda vice, just a headlock where he gripped the arm to the side. Missed pose for some reason. Belching from his bird, half-eaten cheeseburgers, I guess. Seated reverse chin lock that time. That time he hits the Tiger Driver. Big splash. 1, 2. No, Randy kicked out. I thought he was done. Fatso's wearing himself out from trying to take the fellow big guy out. Big belly-to-belly by Randy. Stomp to the penis. We're just going to say it. Gorilla press out of the ring again. Does not follow this time. Instead catches his breath. Does Fatso Gully Gull. There's the Muso. That's the same move that I currently use for the standing O for Joe Hendry. Nice cross-leg seated cover there. Impressive by Randy. Able to get out as the champion, though. Big squisher in the corner. Big palm strike into the Boston Crab. Will that be enough? Randy able to fight out again. In the corner, though. Oh, he just grinds his eyes across the ring. Across the ring rope. That's senton again. Back to the Boston Crab. This could do it. Randy escapes once again. Impressive showing by Randy. Big clothesline. Belches again. Another big clothesline. Now he's catching his breath. You know, for somebody who keeps needing to catch their breath, you'd think he'd stop running so much. Another big clothesline, and then those Vader-like forearms. Big men love those moves in those forearm strikes. Uh-oh. Fatso with the uppercut palm strike again. This could do it. This is a submission hold. The giant swing, but he escapes. Standing suplex. The single crank. It's over. Which, by the way, the WWE Vault YouTube channel does have the VHS Coliseum video playlist, and I found the video where Gorilla Monsoon says that. It's about 57 minutes into Rampage 91. It's Smash after Demolition split up, but before the Repo Man. doing the job for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He doesn't say it super excitedly or anything. I don't know. It's just the fact that I never heard it called that before or since. And he gave it an even moderately, slightly special name to essentially a modified chin lock. It made me laugh hysterically, and it still does. 90+%, 33,500 in Japan, our second home. Ace of WCW, I don't know if that's Ace Wagata or Ace Frehley or who it is. Roman Reigns is the TNA Heavyweight Champion. I don't know who Frank and Dave are from the Hollywood Wrestling Federation. 1.6 million. We're almost to 20 mil. Final show of the year. We will, of course, simulate this one for time. We have scouted, I'm guessing, Bruce Lee. Like I said, especially if they were in the Fire Pro Complete as like hidden wrestlers from old games or whatever. A couple of them are actually the actor names, and I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Especially with Latin America, because they're going to probably say China is Latin America for some reason. Or it's because of the where I based this promotion from. I can't remember which. I already forgot who wanted money. The Great Buddha, but I don't think that's who it originally was. That being said, I'll give him it. With his SSBC popularity. Bam Bam Bigelow. BBCC, SCDD, CCDD, SCDD, AC, BC, nice. All of my top 6 are now at least a C in my 2 main areas. Bam Bam needs some more money. Julia would like some more money. You should probably win more before you start winning more before you asking me for more money, but all right. Excuse me. Davey Boy Smith. You can have a middle raise because you're below 2,000. Okay. Awesome. Still only a C in Japan. It's going to be harder to get that, but that's okay. How'd we do for merch? These take ages to sell, but we did, especially when it wasn't our home area. But we did sell another. We sold about half of what was left. There was like 5,600, so they're not bad. We sold everything else out. We're gonna do an America show this time because I want some big time money to end the year on. We're gonna do 5,000 of the Blu-rays because they tend to take a little. They're not quite as bad as the action figures, but they're a little slower to sell. Do 10,000 of those, and 10,000 of those. At the end of this year, we should be buying the new gym. I don't think we're going to be full yet, but I'm going to buy it anyway because we're going to be over the 20 million that I set as my goal. But we'll also see what sponsor stuff and broadcasts and everything might come up. All right, how's everybody doing? I'm just looking at their conditions right now. Not looking at trust or anything at all. Your neck is red, but you're in good condition, so I'll have you defend your title again, probably. Because it's a big show. Kawada's legs are a little yellow. But everybody's at least normal condition because our gym's so good. And nobody's in, except for his red neck, nobody else is in, like, majorly bad shape. Omega's back to green, which is good. Check it one more time because they always like to lie to me. Let's hire another wrestler. I think we're going to go back. We might go back to Japan this time. We shall see. See if there's anyone I actually want. Captain Falcon. He has strong style. He's got decent stats. Relatively good popularity. He's a bit expensive, but other than that. Conan the Barbarian. He doesn't actually have moves or anything, though. That's the problem. And he's affordable, but on the expensive end of what I'd currently like to pay for. So, Dragon Kid. Giant Baba. Hayabusa, but again, he should be a junior, and he isn't, and it bothers me. It's not going to stop me from hiring him necessarily, it just bothers me. Because I'd hire him even faster if that was the case. Howling Manslayer. Julio Falcon. ABS in Latin America, which is our next choice, and he's got good stats. His finishing move is a Rude Awakening style neckbreaker. He's fairly expensive, but again, it's not like I can't afford those contracts now. I just would rather not. Enzo Suzuki, but he's kind of blah for stats, unfortunately. Not terrible. With the gym, he'd be like A's, but or B pluses, but it's not really enough to keep up, as often evidenced by one or two of our people that don't have as high a stats as others. He has some kind of belt that looks very similar to, I think it's our junior tag team titles. Of course, there's only so many designs in the game for it to base them off of, so some of them do often look similar. Shingo Takagi. Apparently, Sparrow really likes to use flying cross arm breakers from varying positions. Interesting. Taka Michinoku would be kind of fun in a junior, but again, C+, he'd probably only go to like B pluses or maybe low A's. And that's the low end of my roster for stats, so I'd be worried he wouldn't be able to keep up. Although everybody's mostly been having pretty good matches still, so maybe he would. I don't know. The Great Sasuke. Tiger Mask 3. Make an entire team of just Tiger Masks. I love that even the third iteration of Tiger Mask is 55 as of game production. I mean, I could just do Ultimo Dragon. I do like Ultimo Dragon. Let's see, who else? Big E, Bianca Belair. Let me make sure I saved. I know I did, but I'm paranoid. I want to have to redo stuff and not do it in the right order the second time or something. Cactus Jack, if I could bring him in and then pair him up with Dude Love as a tag team, similar to Keiji Muto and the Great Muto, that'd be kind of funny. I did do that for a one-off before. Carl Winslow. He'd actually be really good because he's already AA. He's cheap. Kings Road's fairly close to strong style, even while he's getting used to the roster. And he's S in America and B in the next two places we're working on, or will be working on. Chris Redfield. Chris Jericho. An older model, of course, because it's one of the Fire Pro official ones. Chuck Norris. Chuck Sanchez. Dean Ambrose. more expensive than I'd like to pay for him at the moment. D'Lo Brown wouldn't be a bad pickup. Dolph Ziggler. Doug the Bounty Hunter. Dusty Rhodes. Fritz Von Erich. Giant Bernard would be a pretty good pickup for cheap. Hernandez wouldn't be bad. Jamal, who is from a Fire Pro game. Jeff Jarrett. Joe Valentine. Jay Uso would be a solid pickup. Johnny Gargano. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Carl Anderson. Kane would actually be a very solid pickup. Karrion Kross. Ken Shamrock. Lance Storm wouldn't be too bad. Lexus King, but his stats aren't great. Liu Kang. Matt Cardona. Could just say to hell with it and get Mickey Williams. I did say I would probably go back and get him at some point. Mr. Perfect would be a good pickup. Honestly, that's probably who I'm going with. That is who I'm going with. Really? Our styles match. I offered you maximum money. What are you doing? Well, before I do that then, let me see if I was right about this. I was. Bruce Lee. Mr. Perfect. Come on. Thank you. All right. Let's book an event. Actually, do we have an even number of people right now? We do not. All right, so I might. So actually, I know there was at least one person who was a bit beat up. Problem is, I think it was one of the champions. Yeah, it was Bill Bullock. That said, I could probably give like Kawada or somebody a show off, even though he's only yellow. Anyway, let's book the show. That's Gully Gull. I mean, I guess I could just book the other two in some new other matches and not defend the 6-man titles. Muda and Mudo. Dynamite. Penta and Phoenix. Stingray. I'm going to turn that all the way down just to see what our show looks like before any promotion with 5 out of the 6 titles. In keeping with the trend, new signing, Mr. Perfect. We'll get a shot at Fatso Gully Gull for the World Tag Team Championships. They just lost their other titles. I think it's time to put the original team back together. We're going Toots Marino and Flad Chulins for the junior title Been a while since he had a singles match. Team Myself versus the Dynamite Kid for the Junior Tag Team Championships. Honestly, even though it's kind of repeat matches, their popularity's been averaging going up, so I'm going to do it anyway. McPherson and McCluskey. Also, we still need more juniors for how many junior titles we have, because we have junior tag and two singles junior titles, plus giving them other matches. Well, I'm leaving you off, is the whole point. So, Candido can have a shot again, I guess. And then we'll go... Well, he's up to an S in Japan. And we'll go... Kenny Omega. That's my favorite of his attires in the base game. Versus Damian Priest, maybe? Be kind of fun. Versus Randy Bo Bandy. And we're going to do a 6-man tag. Nah. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do an 8-man tag. We're going to do the entire team of Brutality in an 8-man tag team match against Atsushi Onita, Kawada, who I said I was going to leave off, but whatever, Tenryu, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. In singles competition, it's going to be Davey Boy Smith versus Tiger Mask. In more singles competition, I lied, in tag team match action, it's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin and Joe Hendry for something different. Versus Damian Priest and Elijah, because I don't care that much about the regular face and heel dynamics anymore. And in 6-man tag team action to kick us off, it's going to be Dude Love, The Miz, and Spud Marmoset against 2/3 of the industry, up to an S popularity in America and an A in Japan is Jack Howard. AA for Matt Robinson. Bullock is SB. He started, I think, slightly lower than they did. Bullock's off this month, though. So Julie is going to step in and be their partner. 50,000 in the big arena at 20 ahead with no advertising. If I do a poster, that goes up to 62,000 already. Social media sells it out. I honestly just want to do this because I want to see how over the top it is. So if I go... The poster's at 63, basically, thousand. Social media adds 8,000 more, so that's 71,000. That'd be about 73. So that should be 77,000 people. So I'm going to do that because I'll get the most out of it. Event is done. I gotta send my other scout back out before I forget. go. Let's proceed to the event. We're just going to sim this one and see how she goes. Team Dude Love versus 2/3 of the industry and Julia. Spud Marmoset pins Julia with a side clutch. Okay. Jack Howard takes a loss there through no fault of his own, 19-14. Matt Robinson goes back below 50% at 13-14. Not a trios loss though, because it's not the whole group. Well, in their case, whole group, because there's only 3 of them. Same with Julia. She takes a loss, but the team does not. And then the winners. Dude Love goes up to 8-9. The Miz to 10-13. And Spud Marmoset to 10-8. Excuse me. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Joe Hendry versus Damian Priest and Elijah. 100% with a back stomp to Elijah. Stone Cold gets the win. Elijah falls to 5-13. Priest to 15-10. Austin up to 14-11. Joe Hendry up to 2-2. Davey Boy Smith versus Tiger Mask. Let's get rolling. Excuse me. 100% with the screw high kick, which again I believe is Trouble in Paradise by Kofi Kingston. Tiger Mask getting a much needed win. Although having said that, Bulldog's starting to need a much needed win too. He really needs Dynamite to lose that other belt so they can team up. He's 1-4. Tiger Mask is 4-7. Oops. Pardon me. The entire Brutality stable in 8-man tag team action against 4 members of the Dream Team. Again, I can't be bothered to keep track of 8-man matches, I'm not going to lie. 84% with a Tiger Driver. Onita gets the win for his team. Henryu, through no work of his own, or at least not that we can see by the result screen only, getting his second win. 8-4. Kawada gets his first win, 1-2. Henry was 2-11, by the way. Onita's 8-4. And Hiroshi Tanahashi is 9-5. Rusev falls to 5-19. Bigelow 13-15. Gordy 16-8. And Vader 14-9. Kenny Omega versus Randy Bo Bandy. 93% with a spiral Dr. Bomb. Kenny Omega picks up the win over Randy Bo Bandy. I apparently forgot to add to my roster. And yes, I wrote his name as Randy Bo Bandy. He's 0-2. His move is the Assistant Trailer Park Supervisor Slam, which I assume is that Muso move that I mentioned. Kenny Omega up to 2-3. I'll have to reanalyze putting some more factions together at this point. Now we have a lot bigger roster. I know I have tons of them already, but like Great Muto, I might hire Cactus Jack and then add Dude Loving Cactus to it and change it from Great Muto to like multiverse or something like that. Something along those lines, and make them a 4-person for a faction. I won't just make new ones necessarily. Chris Candido, El Stingray for the Stardom Junior title that we've had for ages. 76%. Not a great match, but a win's a win. Candido got a win last month, but back to losing, 2-15. El Stingray on fire as the Stardom Junior Champion, 7-1. For the Junior Tag Team titles, his Lucha Bros tag allies and the actual Lucha Brothers, Penta and Phoenix versus Poopy McPherson and Poop McCluskey of the Dumps. And new with the Stomach Claw. Lower match quality than I was hoping for, but it is what it is. Still 80 above 80. 3-3 for the Lucha Bros as a faction in tag team matches. Penta falls to 4-6. Phoenix to 3-6. And them boys get their belts back. The Dumps now up to 5-6 as a tag team. McCluskey 17-14. McPherson 19-14. Here we go for the highbrow junior heavyweight title. P. Myself gets his first singles title and maybe even singles match for several months because he was in one of the tag team title scenes as a champion for a while. Against Dynamite Kid. Dynamite with that knockout that I really need to remember to turn off. Like, seriously. It's actually getting on my nerves how frequently it's happening when I only have it set to low. Anyway, P. Myself comes up short. 80%, still an 80% match. So it could be worse. But it definitely could be better. Dynamite Kid, 6-1. It doesn't happen crazy often, but it's happening more often than it should on low. Will P. Myself's stablemates have better luck as the highbrow world tag team champions, the Great Muta and Keiji Muto, currently of Great Muto, take on Toots Marino, Vlad Chulins of Bodily Function. And still, Muta, the Muta variant with the moonsault, actually winning the match with his finish. Great Muto is 7-1 in tag team action. 13-2 for the Great Muta. 11-2 for Keiji Muto. Bodily Function as a unit falls to 6-5 in 2-on-2. Marino goes 19-14. Vlad goes 12-19. And in our main event, new signing, Mr. Perfect for the highbrow heavyweight championship against the monster. I cannot stress it enough. Currently, before this match, 27-5, Fatso Gully Gull. And still, 28-5, Fatso Gully Gull retains the championship. Mr. Perfect's probably going to end up being put in as a heel, at least temporarily, so I'll put him down there for now. He's 0-1, and obviously his finish is the Perfect Plex. Fatso Gully Gull cannot be beaten. I mean, he has been, but we're going to go look at the stats on his title reigns before the end of this show. 77,000 people. 90+%. Batman and Dave Mustaine are the Hollywood Wrestling Federation tag champs. Sabu's the ECW champion. 3 million profit, over 20 million to end year 3. We better be in the top 3. We are number 2, only behind WWE. We have shot out to number 2 overall. We're number 2 overall in popularity. We're actually higher than WWE for popularity. New Japan's across the board popularity is higher than ours. We're number 1 for wrestlers because we have the most wrestlers. We're number 3 for title belts. We're number 7 for assets. And we're number 1 for the gym. Hells yes. Do some quick wrap up here. As we head into year 4. Sponsor contracts. We're still locked into 12,000 for Spice Records, but that's fine because 12,000 is one of the pretty high ones. And Lit Cola, but again, 80 grand is one of the top ones you can get. And then we have New Order Bank, who wants to offer us a 1 year $100,000, but our average match has to stay above 80. That's tough, but we've been doing it, so I'm gonna take it. And honestly, we're in good enough shape that even if we lost that one sponsor, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And out of these other options that are less big, 4,000 for 2 years, training expedition cost cut by 20%, and the match rating thing we already have elsewhere. But I don't really send people on training expeditions, typically. Production cost at 1 year for 1,000. Production cost of mask cut by 10%, but I don't generally make those very much, but no conditions. $300 at this point is terrible, although the risk of injury is slightly decreased, but nobody's really been getting injured. And for 2 years, 2,000, t-shirt costs cut by 10%, which honestly is the most useful one of those, and is still the sort of second highest remaining one. So let's take that. We're up to $314,000 in currently in revenue. Just from that. Joe Hendry would like some more money. You know what? I said it would be, if I hit 20 million, I'd do the gym, but we only have one more slot, so I will just fill that one at the end of this episode, and then start of next episode after the first show, I will expand it. Just for the sake of one more show, I might as well actually be full before I worry about it. Joe Hendry wanted money. Honestly, fair enough. You don't make a ton. Chris Candido, your record is shit, but fair enough, I guess. You also don't make a lot of money. So. Elijah, you make fairly good money. Why are you asking for more already? Cool. All right, so let us hire our last person for the moment. I believe that person is going to probably be from the US. It's because there's the most options. And I'm pretty sure I'm not joking. It's going to be Cactus Jack. First try. Love to see it. I'm going to configure Great Muto. And we're going to still play on that. We're going to make them a bigger stable, and they're going to be called Mirrorverse. There we are. For now, Mr. Perfect can go... Actually, he can go with Good Guys for now, just to even it out. Like I said, I'm probably going to do something like this with a couple more people. Either add them to, like, the industry or brutality or something. Dream Team's big enough. I'm probably not going to add anyone to that. Especially because if I was going to, it would likely have been Muda and Muto anyway. Lucha Bros could possibly get more. The Bulldogs, even though Dynamite Kid was never technically in that because he retired by then. If I get somebody like Bret Hart or something, then I might change that, update that, and make it like the Heart Foundation type thing. Or Stampede. But for now, that'll do for that. Anyone else suddenly want more money? Yep. Bill Bullock. Honestly, dude, fair enough. You're a hell of a talent. You dropped down from S because I gave you a show off, but still, A, B in the 2 main areas and C's in the other places. And you're only one of my mid-pay, like 20-something hundred people, so. Cool. Alright. Save. Training center. Oh yeah, we don't have the discount anymore, so it is the full 5 million now. That's okay. We're not doing that until... Actually, you know what? Now that I bought the... signed the last person, I might as well do it now. That's maxed out. That's maxed out. That's maxed out. There, almost everything is maxed out now. The only things that aren't, I need 2 higher level gyms before I can do it. So we're gonna we might even actually lose money on this next show, but I'm gonna try to make money back by doing the big arena again. We'll do 5,000 of those. We finally sold out of the action figures. I'll only do 5,000 of them this time. I think I might just do, since they're cheap anyway, I'm just going to do 20,000 goods. And since they're perishable, we'll do 10,000 snacks. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There's 2,000 of those left. Just for fun, let's make 1,000 masks since we have some masked wrestlers. I don't know if the game accounts for that or not, but we do, so I might as well. Anyway, on that note, see you next time, folks, for more highbrow wrestling action as we shoot towards #1 in the world. Peace out.